What's going on, guys? Alex here with TFL Bike. This is my Ram 1500, which I use all the time to get my bikes to the track, move them around to friends' houses, bring them into the office. But sometimes loading up into a pickup bed is a huge pain, and that's why I've been working on building this. You can kind of call it a toy hauler. You'll see why in a minute. But in this video, I just want to show you what I've been doing to build out a motorcycle trailer for myself, show you, everything that's gone into it, how much I paid, and then maybe give you some tips on how you can make something like this for yourself. So let me give you a little peek inside. This is a 5x8 V-nose trailer. It's made by Lark. It's a 2017. And I wanted to go somewhat on the newer side just so I wouldn't have a ton of maintenance to worry about right when I first got the trailer. But yeah, as you can see, I've been working on converting it into a little motorcycle hauler, and this is about as small as you can make one, which is good because yeah, it's really easy to pull and it's also really affordable. So when I first got this trailer, it had a huge vinyl wrap all over the side of it. The guy who I bought it from used it for plumbing and also to haul around his kids' BMX bikes. So it was kind of a split graphic between a plumbing company and a BMX team. So I ripped all that off. I might do some kind of mountain design at some point on the side here with some vinyl, but for now, looks pretty good, just solid white. And it definitely cleaned up the look. Now it doesn't look like a plumber's trailer. Let's move on to the inside though, because that's where things get exciting. So it was really basic in here when I first got it. Plywood walls, plywood floor, and basically just unfinished. I had to rip out some of the shelving that the previous owner had in here. But basically the first step was I took off all of the plywood walls all along the trailer and I started to insulate it. So I used styrofoam sheets, put it between all of the bars that go vertically in this trailer, insulated the whole thing. You can see some of the foil tape here that I used just to make a really good seal. And then also come out here to the outside. Every single seam on this trailer where the sheet metal comes together, I caulked and waterproofed all along the ceiling, the floor, and every wall panel. So this thing is watertight, and yeah, you can sleep in it now, which is awesome. So if I'm doing a track day, get to the track, pull my bikes out, and I can sleep inside if I throw a little sleeping bag in there. No more waking up at 2 in the morning to drive down to a track day. So that is awesome. Once that was all done, I put in these decorative panels here. I needed something a little bit thinner than the original plywood because of the insulation that's in there. That's why I didn't just paint the plywood. So I went with this. It wasn't too expensive, just got it at Lowe's. And then I did the same thing on the ceiling. This is just a little bit of stain on here just to make it kind of match the walls a little bit. I have the same foam insulation and foil tape in the ceiling as well, so it's all temperature regulated. And now we can get to the fun stuff. So once that was all done, I taped the walls off and did just a basic roll-on Herculiner, just the stuff you get at Lowe's, roll-on bed liner, so that'll give some good traction on the floor. Probably not something I'd want to use in my truck bed. It's not the best material, it's still pretty soft. But it works for what I'm using it for. It's perfectly good for the inside of the trailer. And now we can get to the fun stuff, which is all of the E-Track mounting plates that I put on the floor here. Now with a trailer this small, I had to be really strategic about how I was placing these. I wanted to be able to use this trailer for one bike or two if I wanted to, so I really had to be precise with where I was putting everything. So here's the setup I went with. I've got these removable wheel chocks here that slot into E-Track. I put them in when the floor was sticky, so they're a little hard to get out right now, but that should ease up over time. And the idea here is they have a little bit of adjustability left to right, so depending on the width of your bikes, you can space them out. And when you have two bikes, they're staggered so that the handlebars do not interfere with each other. But then if you want to, just pull this one out, move this, and now I can center the load. Then there's plenty of room to put all my gear on either side of the bikes, and I'm making sure that the bike stays centered in the trailer and that the load is not off to one side. So 2 wheel chocks, they're removable, so I can use this for anything but motorcycles if I wanted to, and then I can reposition them how I need to. Now I use E-Track on the floors too to tie off all the bikes. So I have these little hooks that go into the floor here. That's where I'm going to tie the handlebars to. So let's get a bike in here. I'll show you how it works. Now this project isn't finished yet. There's a bunch of stuff I still want to do, including getting a new shorter ramp. This is the one I used to get into my truck bed. And there you can see we have the front wheel chocked in there, and the bike is really solid. If I wanted to, I could run another strap over here through the rear wheel and just hold it down. If I were taking this on a long trip, I probably would do that. And I also need to mount 2 more plates back here so that I have some rear mounting points. I'm just waiting for some E-Track plates, backing plates, to come in. Speaking of those, let me show you the backing plates. So here's one of these backing plates I was talking about. I ran out, that's why I couldn't put the last 2 plates in the back of the trailer. But there's a ton of these. I think I have, I don't know, like 12 of them under here right now. And that's not the only thing holding these in. There's about 2 backing plates per 2-foot stretch of E-Track, 3 per 5-foot stretch of E-Track, and then 1 per each one of those little plates. And then I've got a bunch of wood screws and self-tapping screws going into the frame of the trailer as well. So these E-Track plates are super secure.
Okay, I'll say it out loud. That thing looks like it was professionally built, and I'm asking Alex to rebuild mine.
The answer is hell no.
You heard it here first. Professionally built.
I don't know. So yeah, clearly the Monkey was really easy to load in this trailer because it is just so much lower to the ground than a pickup truck, so I like doing it this way. Plus, I can carry 2 bikes much easier than I would be able to in a pickup truck bed. And also I can leave all my stuff in here, so everything I would bring to the track, generator, my track suit, you know, extra knee pucks, tire inflator, tire pressure gauge, tools, all that can just live in the trailer, and I don't need to spend every Saturday morning shuffling stuff from my garage into my truck and then back into the garage later that same day. So this is a much better solution, and I'm really happy with it so far. I want to give you an idea of how much money I've put into this trailer. So I bought the trailer, like I said, it's a 2017. I bought it used for $2,000 about a year ago. I've been sitting on this for a while, actually. So that's the price of the trailer. Exterior wise, I haven't really done anything or put any money into it. I just had to peel some of the vinyl off. As you can see, I've got some more work to do on that, but I'll get around to that at some point. And then tires. These tires are pretty shot. I just put the spare on last night to get me into the office. It's going in for new tires this afternoon, so I'm guessing that's going to be a couple $100. Not exactly sure what the price is on that yet, but that's all I've had to do to the exterior. A ramp I just ordered, that was about $100. The bed liner on the floor, that was about $70. I want to say all in with the insulation and the wood paneling, probably $200-300. And then it's probably, I want to say, $400 worth of E-Track, straps, mounting points, wheel chocks, all that. So probably close to, if not just over $3,000 all in on this trailer, which I think is pretty reasonable. And it was fun to build too. I had a lot of fun working on a project like this. It always gets me going. So something I'm super proud of now. It didn't cost too much money. It'd be nice to have a ramp door trailer, but those are way more expensive. It'd be nice to have a wider trailer, but those are way more expensive. So I'm making this work because it was cheap, and yeah, it was a good project to get into, and I like how small it is. It's easy to park, it's no wider than my truck, so I really don't have to think about it when I'm pulling it down the road. All right, I'll probably never be finished with this project. It's the kind of thing that I'll probably just always add a thing here or there, but there's a couple things I have in mind that I want to do to it. I already mentioned I have a new ramp on order and that it's getting new tires, but there's a couple more things. I have some USB powered LED strips that are getting delivered this week, so I'll stick those to the ceiling and then I can just power them off of any battery bank. I'm a pretty big tech nerd, so I have a bunch of those lying around. That way I can load at night. Also, I have a cardboard box with all my spare straps, wheel chocks, things like that. So either mount some sort of bin to the front or maybe put some E-Track on the wall that I can hang stuff off of there. So that's kind of the plan for that. At some point I might finish these up, just make them look a little nicer. The doors are the only part that's not insulated, so if I end up refinishing this, I'll probably put some foam in there too and insulate that. For the back door, I want to get a new latch right here because this one's kind of rusting away and I would like to lock this up. Let's see what else. I forgot to mention, when I got the trailer, the taillights didn't work, so that was something I had to fix, just fix some of the wiring behind there, so I took care of that. Let's see. I mentioned that I wanted to do a vinyl wrap of some sort on the side, so at some point I'll probably do that. I might put a new jack on it at some point because this one is kind of rusty and not super great. And then I want to mount the spare tire somewhere about there. So I have some cheapo Amazon spare tire mount on the way. Not sure if it's gonna work. If not, I'll probably drill through the inside and do it something like there, but the more space I can have on the inside of the trailer, the better, since this is pretty small. Also, a couple more things. I have some windows that were delivered a while ago, just some RV windows. I'm probably gonna cut them in at some point. That way, when I do end up sleeping in this, I have some daylight and can see outside and it doesn't feel so claustrophobic. And then also come around with me to the other side. These doors you can't operate from the inside, as you can kind of see how they work there. So I want to probably take this off and then put some sort of latch with a handle that can be operated both inside and outside. That way when I'm sleeping in it, I can shut the back doors, climb in through this door, and then latch it from the inside. So yeah, that's the plan. Just wanted to show this to you guys because I did it relatively affordably. Most people who do track day trailers or motorcycle trailers like this go with like a 6x12 with a ramp door, and then you start building those out and they just get crazy expensive. So I wanted to do it as cheap as possible, get me and my buddies to the track, move motorcycles around at the office, and I think it's working out pretty well. So there you go, guys. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.